before witnessing the historic moments of the first modern Olympics, the 1896 Athens Olympics. Let's start with 10 lesser-known facts about these games. The 1896 Athens Olympics are recognized as the first modern Olympic Games, held for the first time after approximately 1,500 years. The 1896 Summer Olympics took place from April 6 to 15 in Athens, Greece. 14 countries participated in the Games, with 241 male athletes competing from these nations. Only male athletes competed in the first modern Olympics. Women were not allowed to participate. A total of 43 events across 10 different sports were held during the Games. Athletes who placed first received silver medals, and those who placed second received bronze medals. There were no gold medals. The marathon race was held for the first time in these Olympics, inspired by ancient Greek races, and it was 40 kilometers long. Athletics was the sport with the most events, and it was held at the Panathinaikos Stadium. The official languages of the Games were French and Greek. The host country, Greece, won the most medals in these Games. Before we dive into the historic moments, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more videos featuring historical events. Pierre de Coubertin, the French educator and historian, is best known for founding the International Olympic Committee, IOC, and reviving the Olympic Games in 1896. His vision of promoting international peace and unity through sports led to the establishment of the modern Olympics, a tradition that continues to bring nations together. He believed that sports could serve as a tool for fostering mutual understanding and friendship among different cultures. In this historical photo, the members of the First International Olympic Committee, IOC, are depicted. Among the key figures are Pierre de Coubertin, the visionary behind the modern Olympic Games, and other significant members like Dimitrios Vikelis from Greece, who served as the first IOC president. Charles Herbert from England and Max Muller from Belgium also played crucial roles. This committee was instrumental in reviving the Olympic Games in the modern era, establishing the format of the Games, and promoting international cooperation among nations to make the Olympics a global event. As the crowds gathered in the Panathinaikos Stadium on that historic day in 1896, an overwhelming sense of unity and pride filled the air. The spectators, some of whom had traveled from distant lands, were not just witnessing a sporting event, but the rebirth of a global tradition that connected them to the ancient world. The cheers, the anticipation, and the sheer magnitude of 80,000 people standing together created an electrifying atmosphere. The revival of the Olympic Games symbolized a new era of international camaraderie and peace. For many in the crowd, it was a moment of personal connection to the ideals of perseverance, honor, and respect that the Games stood for, making it a day they would never forget. In this historic photograph, athletes from 14 different nations stand proudly in the Panathinaikos Stadium during the opening ceremony of the first modern Olympic Games in 1896. Each athlete carries the hopes and dreams of their country, united by the spirit of competition and international friendship. This gathering marked the beginning of a global tradition that continues to inspire millions around the world. James Connolly made history at the 1896 Athens Olympics by becoming the first modern Olympic champion, winning the triple jump for Team USA. His victory marked the start of the United States' legacy in the Olympics. This historic photograph captures the beginning of the 100-meter race during the 1896 Athens Olympics, an event that marked the revival of the modern Olympic Games. As the runners lined up on the track, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation. The crowd, filled with a sense of history, watched with bated breath, fully aware that they were witnessing a moment that would set the stage for future generations of athletes. The competitors, representing their nations, stood as symbols of the global unity that Pierre de Coubertin envisioned when he spearheaded the revival of the Olympics. Each athlete, focused and determined, knew that they were not just competing for personal glory, but were part of something far larger, a new chapter in the history of sports. This photograph shows 4 athletes from Princeton University who were selected to participate in the 1896 Athens Olympics. These athletes were among the representatives from America at the start of the Olympics and achieved significant successes in their respective fields for the country. This historic image represents one of America's first steps onto the Olympic stage. In this iconic photograph, you can see the American athlete in action during the discus throw event at the 1896 Olympics. The event was dominated by American athletes, marking the USA's growing influence in the early modern Olympic Games. This victory was a proud moment for the United States, showcasing the strength and skill of its athletes on an international stage. In the 1896 Olympics, Germany achieved great success in gymnastics. The image shows the German gymnasts who won gold medals. These athletes solidified Germany's dominance in gymnastics at these first modern games. In the first modern Olympic Games of 1896, France dominated the cycling events. They won numerous gold medals in both the flat races and time trials, making them one of the most successful nations in the Games. This historic image captures the excitement and anticipation of the crowd as they witness the very first competitive marathon in the history of the modern Olympic Games, held in Athens in 1896. The marathon, inspired by the legendary run of Pheidippides, covered a distance of 40 kilometers, 2485 miles, from Marathon to Athens. Greek runner Spyridon Louis emerged victorious, becoming a national hero and symbol of Greek endurance and pride. In the 1896 Athens Olympics, rowing events had to be canceled due to poor weather conditions, particularly strong winds. This was a significant disappointment, as it was the only event in the inaugural modern Olympics that couldn't proceed as planned. Despite the organizers' hopes, the weather in the Bay of Zia proved too challenging for the rowers, showcasing the unpredictable nature of outdoor sports. Alfred Hayos, a Hungarian athlete, made history as the swimming champion in the 1896 Olympics. He was one of the first swimmers to win a gold medal in the first modern Olympic Games. Despite the cold seawater and challenging weather conditions, he achieved victory, cementing his name in history. The fencing events at the 1896 Olympics took place in the open-air setting of Zappeion, with an audience of Greek officials and spectators. Fencing was one of the few sports that included professionals at these games, with fencers competing in 3 disciplines: foil, saber, and master's foil. The 1896 Olympics witnessed an extraordinary event when John Boland, a British spectator who was on holiday in Athens, was persuaded to compete in the tennis event. Despite being unprepared and using borrowed equipment, Boland surprised everyone by winning the gold medal in both the singles and doubles tennis events. This unlikely victory remains one of the most unique stories of the first modern Olympic Games, showcasing how sheer determination and a bit of luck can lead to an unforgettable achievement. Friedrich Traun, a German athlete who originally competed in athletics, later participated in the 1896 Olympics tennis events. He teamed up with John Pius Boland, an Irish player, to win the men's doubles event, marking a historic moment in Olympic history. The 12-hour cycling race was one of the most grueling events in the first modern Olympics. Participants endured intense physical and mental challenges as they cycled for an entire half-day. This race tested the limits of human endurance and showcased the determination and stamina of the athletes, making it a highlight of the 1896 Olympics. During the first modern Olympics in 1896, the winners were awarded silver medals instead of gold. This was because silver was considered more valuable than gold at the time. The medals featured Zeus on one side and the Acropolis on the other, symbolizing both the ancient origins and the modern revival of the Games. Spiros Lewis became a national hero in Greece after winning the marathon at the 1896 Athens Olympics. His victory was a moment of immense pride for the Greek people, and Louis became an overnight sensation. Since then, Louis's victory has been remembered as one of the most iconic moments of the modern Olympic Games. This photo captures the relaxed atmosphere as winners and participants of the 1896 Olympics gather for a celebratory picnic. The joy and camaraderie among them highlight the unique spirit of these first modern games, where competition brought nations together in unity and friendship. The cover of the official report for the 1896 Summer Olympics, held in Athens, Greece. This artwork encapsulates the significance of the revival of the ancient Olympic Games in the modern era, symbolizing the connection between the past and the present in this monumental event. Carl Schumann, a member of the German gymnastics team, demonstrates his gold medal-winning routine on the vaulting horse during the first modern Summer Olympics in Athens, 1896. His impressive performance at the Panathenaic Stadium on April 9th secured his place in history as one of the game's standout athletes. This historic photograph captures a fencing match held in the Zappeion Hall during the first modern Olympic Games in Athens, 1896. The Zappeion Hall provided an elegant and grand setting for this intense duel, drawing a crowd of spectators eager to witness one of the oldest and most prestigious sports of the Games. The event highlighted the skill, precision, and honor that have long been associated with fencing, making it a memorable moment in Olympic history. Harvard student Ellery Harding Clark from Boston, USA, stands proudly with a flag at the first modern International Summer Olympic Games held at the Panathenaic Stadium on April 7, 1896, in Athens. Clark achieved a remarkable feat by winning gold medals in both the high jump, clearing 2.81 meters, and the long jump, reaching 6.35 meters. His athletic prowess made him one of the standout stars of the inaugural modern Olympics, where he excelled in multiple disciplines, leaving a lasting legacy in Olympic history. Demetrius Vikalis, a prominent Greek businessman, scholar, and writer, played a pivotal role in the revival of the modern Olympic Games. As the first president of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, Vikalis was instrumental in securing Athens as the host city for the inaugural 1896 Olympics. His leadership and organizational skills were crucial in the successful execution of these games, laying the foundation for the global Olympic movement that continues to this day. Vikalis's contributions extended beyond the Olympics, as he was also a respected author and advocate for the promotion of Hellenic culture and education. His legacy is remembered not only for his role in sports, but also for his broader impact on Greek society and international cooperation. Leonidas Pyrgos became the first Greek to win a modern Olympic title by triumphing in the Masters foil competition during the 1896 Athens Games. His victory was not just a personal achievement, but also a moment of immense national pride for Greece. Pyrgos's success highlighted the resurgence of Greek athleticism and the country's deep connection to the ancient Olympic spirit. His legacy as the first Greek Olympic champion in the modern era remains a point of national pride and historical significance. Launceston Elliott, winner of the one-armed weightlifting event at the 1896 Olympics, captured the admiration of the Greek audience not only for his athletic prowess, but also for his striking looks. Elliott, who was also the first British athlete to win an Olympic title, became a popular figure among the spectators, who found him particularly handsome. In this historic image, Carl Schumann, left, the German gymnastics and wrestling champion, shakes hands with Greek wrestler Georgios Tsitas before the final match of the wrestling competition in the 1896 Olympic Games in Athens. Schumann, known for his incredible versatility in sports, ultimately won the match after a grueling contest, securing yet another victory for Germany. The match was held in the Panathenaic Stadium, a venue steeped in history, making this handshake a momentous occasion in the early modern Olympic Games. The first modern Olympic Games, held in Athens in 1896, featured tennis as one of its historic events. The men's doubles final was one of the unforgettable moments of this historic sports event. The photograph captures the intense atmosphere of the match, with spectators eagerly watching the competition. This rare black and white photo brings to life the early days of the Olympics and showcases the universal power of sport. Such vintage photos serve as rare historical documents that illuminate the beginnings of the Olympic Games and help us understand the impact of sports on societies. This image captures a significant moment from the 1896 Summer Olympics in Athens, the first modern Olympic Games. Pictured here is a marathon runner, representing the endurance and determination that defined the early Olympic spirit. The 1896 Olympics, also known as the first Olympics of the modern era, marked a pivotal moment in sports history. These historic photos serve as a rare glimpse into the early days of the Olympics, showcasing the raw athleticism and the beginning of what would become a global tradition. This powerful image captures the triumphant moment in the 1896 Olympics, the first modern Olympics held in Athens, Greece. The athletes are seen crossing the finish line in what would become a historic race, symbolizing the rebirth of the Olympic Games. The joy and determination etched on their faces represent not only personal victory, but also the beginning of a new era in sports history. This black and white photograph is a rare glimpse into the past, showcasing a pivotal moment when the Olympic spirit was reignited after centuries of dormancy. The victorious team celebrates their triumph at the 1896 Athens Olympics. The joy and camaraderie are palpable as they raise their coach in jubilation. This image captures the essence of teamwork and the spirit of the Olympics, where nations come together in the pursuit of excellence. In this image, the athletes of Hungary's delegation to the first modern Olympic Games in 1896 pose confidently, embodying the spirit and determination of their nation. Each athlete, with their well-defined musculature and disciplined posture, reflects the rigorous training and preparation they underwent to represent Hungary on this international stage. The event marked a significant moment in history, where nations came together not only to compete, but to showcase their physical prowess and national pride. This image captures a fencing match held at the Zappeion Hall during the first modern Olympic Games in 1896, Athens. The event drew a large and diverse audience, who eagerly watched as fencers displayed their skills in this elegant and strategic sport. Fencing, a traditional European martial art, was one of the sports featured in the inaugural Olympics, marking a significant moment in modern sports history. The Zappeion Hall, with its neoclassical architecture, provided a grand and fitting backdrop for this prestigious event. At the 1896 Summer Olympics in Athens, German gymnast Hermann Weingartner showcased a remarkable performance on the horizontal bar. This first modern Olympics was filled with memorable moments, but Weingartner's skillful display on the bar was a standout. His mastery earned him the gold medal in this event and underscored Germany's dominance in gymnastics at the time. The crowd at the Panathinaiko Stadium was captivated by his performance, marking a significant moment in his gymnastics career and leaving a lasting impression in Olympic history. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more videos featuring historical events.